Welcome to Zen Doodling. We've all doodled, whether we were sitting in class, sitting in a meeting, watching a webinar. We've all put pen or pencil to paper and created patterns, shapes that might have made sense, might have not made sense, just filled up space. Zen doodling is intentional drawing. You're doing it not because you're just needing to keep your hands busy, but to be cognizant of the patterns that you're making and the shapes that that's creating. It can be extremely calming, works wonderful if you can get children to sometimes that need to slow down and take a breath. Start doing this. And you just keep filling in the spaces. A lot of the first, as you start, will be a lot of the basic shapes. Circles, squares, rectangles, triangles, all of those basics. We just keep going and going and going. But as you go, as you get lost in it, your marking tool, your pencil, pen, this is a Sharpie, whatever it is going to start making its own waves. And you end up with things that are kind of like flowers, or not, or maybe flowers from a distant planet somewhere else, a friend of the rat on Mars. And you just keep going, filling in spaces, making patterns after patterns. And it's not perfect. If you look at each of these elements individually, they're not smooth. They're not perfectly round or square or straight or whatever. Zen doodling as artwork works because our eyes see the pattern that's kind of designed there. And even if it's not perfect, we notice the pattern. And that's what our brain follows. You can add color to this and add another whole dimension. But you just keep going and going and going, filling in spaces. The one rule is pretty much no erasing. Now I'm using a Sharpie here, so I'm not going to erase. But if you notice this edge, this line that I just did here, not as smooth as I would like it, and chances are, if I were doing this for some other purpose, it would have been in pencil, and I would have gone and erased it and smoothed it out. Instead, I take what's there and incorporate it into the shape that exists, and I turn it into something else. Or like that. Oops, hand shook. I twitched, the cat hit me, whatever. All right, now what do I do with it? I've got another line there. Let's add a line there. That was a very intentional line. That was accidental. Let's make that a little more intentional. And we go from there. And you just keep going. And that's where Zen doodling is a fabulous metaphor for life. We keep doing what we think we're supposed to be doing. Things happen and make changes in that. And we keep going, learning, adding, moving on over and over and over again. There are hundreds, thousands of patterns that you can use. And you just keep going. What's nice about doing this on a hump day is because it gives you a break from the week. It can be as addictive as a lot of other things, but it's not going to cost you much because you can use anything that you've got at hand. I hope you'll join me for Wednesday Hump Day.